a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Captain America. Captain America is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Created by cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, the character first appeared in Captain America comics from Timely Comics, a predecessor of Marvel Comics. Captain America was designed as a patriotic supersoldier who often fought the Axis powers of World War II, and was Timely Comics' most popular character during the wartime period. The popularity of superheroes waned following the war, and the Captain America comic book was discontinued in 1950, with a short-lived revival in 1953. Since Marvel Comics revived the character in 1964, Captain America has remained in publication. The character wears a costume bearing an American flag motif, and he utilizes an nearly indestructible shield which he throws as a projectile. Captain America is the alter ego of Steve Rogers, a frail young man enhanced to the peak of human perfection by an experimental serum to aid the United States government's efforts in World War II. Near the end of the war, he was trapped in ice and survived in suspended animation until he was revived in the present day. Although Captain America often struggles to maintain his ideals as a man out of his time with its modern realities, he remains a highly respected figure in his community, which includes becoming the longtime leader of the Avengers. Captain America was the first Marvel Comics character to appear in media outside comics with the release of the 1944 movie serial, Captain America. Since then, the character has been featured in other films and television series. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the character is portrayed by Chris Evans in Captain America, The First Avenger, The Avengers, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Captain America, Civil War, Spider-Man, Homecoming, and the upcoming Avengers, Infinity War and its untitled sequel. Captain America is ranked 6th on IGN's Top 100 Comic Book Heroes of All Time in 2011, second in their list of the Top 50 Avengers in 2012, and second in their Top 25 Best Marvel Superheroes list in 2014. Creation. In 1940, writer Joe Simon conceived the idea for Captain America and made a sketch of the character in costume. "I wrote the name Super American at the bottom of the page," Simon said in his autobiography, and then decided. Simon recalled in his autobiography that Timely Comics publisher Martin Goodman gave him the go-ahead and directed that a Captain America solo comic book series be published as soon as possible. Needing to fill a full comic with primarily one character's stories, Simon did not believe that his regular creative partner, artist Jack Kirby, could handle the workload alone. Al Lederman would ink that first issue, which was lettered by Simon and Kirby's regular letterer, Howard Ferguson. Simon said Captain America was a consciously political creation. He and Kirby were morally repulsed by the actions of Nazi Germany in the years leading up to the United States' involvement in World War II and felt war was inevitable. The opponents to the war were all quite well organized. "We wanted to have our say too." Golden Age. Captain America Comics, cover dated March 1941 and on sale December 20, 1940, a year before the attack on Pearl Harbor. But a full year into World War II, showed the protagonist punching Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. It sold nearly 1 million copies. While most readers responded favorably to the comic, some took objection. Simon noted, "When the first issue came out we got a lot of threatening letters and hate mail. Some people really opposed what Cap stood for. The threats, which included menacing groups of people loitering out on the street outside of the offices, proved so serious that police protection was posted, with New York Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia personally contacting Simon and Kirby to give his support." Though preceded as a patriotically themed superhero by MLJ's The Shield, Captain America immediately became the most prominent and enduring of that wave of superheroes introduced in American comic books prior to and during World War II, as evidenced by the unusual move, at the time of premiering the character in his own title instead of an anthology title first. This popularity drew the attention and a complaint from MLJ that the character's triangular shield too closely resembled the chest symbol of their Shield character. In response, Goodman had Simon and Kirby create a distinctive round shield for issue 2, which went on to become an iconic element of the character. With his sidekick Bucky, Captain America faced Nazis, Japanese, and other threats to wartime America and the Allies. Stanley Lieber, now better known as Stan Lee, contributed to the character in the fill-text story, Captain America Foils the Traitor's Revenge, which introduced the character's use of his shield as a returning throwing weapon. Captain America soon became Time Lee's most popular character, and even had a fan club called the Sentinels of Liberty. Circulation figures remained close to 1 million copies per month after the debut issue, which outstripped even the circulation of news magazines such as Time during the period. After the Simon and Kirby team moved to DC Comics in late 1941, having produced Captain America comics through issue 0, Al Avison and Sid Shores became regular pencilers of the celebrated title, with one generally inking over the other. The character was featured in All Winners Comics 19, Marvel Mystery Comics 084 and 692, USA Comics 17, and All Select Comics 10. In the post-war era, with the popularity of superheroes fading, Captain America led Time Lee's first superhero team, the All Winners Squad. In its 2 published adventures, in All Winners Comics 9 and 1. After Bucky was shot and wounded in a 1948 Captain America story, he was succeeded by Captain America's girlfriend, Betsy Ross, who became the superheroine Golden Girl. Captain America Comics ran until issue 3, at which time the series was retitled Captain America's Weird Tales for 2 issues, with the finale being a horror/suspense anthology issue, with no superheroes. Atlas Comics attempted to revive its superhero titles when it reintroduced Captain America, along with the original Human Torch and the Submariner, in Young Men 4. Billed as Captain America, Commie Smasher, Captain America appeared during the next year in Young Men 428 and Men's Adventures 728, as well as in issue 678 of an eponymous title. Atlas' attempted superhero revival was a commercial failure, and the character's title was cancelled with Captain America 8. Silver and Bronze Age. In the Human Torch story titled Captain America, in Marvel Comics Strange Tales 14, writer-editor Stan Lee and artist and co-plotter Jack Kirby depicted the brash young Fantastic Four member Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, in an exhibition performance, with Captain America described as a legendary World War II and 1950s superhero who has returned after many years of apparent retirement. The 18-page story ends with this Captain America revealed as an imposter. It was actually the villain, the Acrobat, a former circus performer the Torch had defeated in Strange Tales 06, who broke 2 thieves out of jail, hoping to draw the police away while trying to rob the local bank. Afterward, Storm digs out an old comic book in which Captain America is shown to be Steve Rogers. A caption in the final panel says this story was a test to see if readers would like Captain America to return. According to Lee, fan response to the tryout was very enthusiastic. Captain America was then formally reintroduced in the Avengers, which explained that in the final days of World War II, he had fallen from an experimental drone plane into the North Atlantic Ocean, and spent decades frozen in a block of ice in a state of suspended animation. The hero found a new generation of readers as leader of that superhero team. Following the success of other Marvel characters introduced during the 1960s, Captain America was recast as a hero, haunted by past memories, and trying to adapt to 1960s society. After then guest starring in the feature, Iron Man, in Tales of Suspense 8, Captain America gained his own solo feature in that split book, beginning the following issue. Issue 3, which retold Captain America's origin, through issue 1 was a period feature set during World War II, and co-starred Captain America's Golden Age sidekick, Bucky. Kirby drew all but 2 of the stories in Tales of Suspense, which became Captain America with O.O. Jill Kane and John Romita Sr. each filled in once. Several stories were finished by penciler inker George Tusker over Kirby layouts, with one finished by Romita Sr. and another by penciler Dick Ayers and inker John Tartaglione. Kirby's regular inkers on the series were Frank Giacoia and Joe Sinnott, though Don Heck and Golden Age Captain America artist Sid Shores inked one story each. This series, considered Captain America Volume 1 by comics researchers and historians, following the 1940s Captain America comics and its 1950s numbering continuation of Tales of Suspense, ended with 54. This series was almost immediately followed by the 13-issue Captain America Volume 2, the 50-issue Captain America Volume 3, the 32-issue Captain America Volume 4, and Captain America Volume 5. Beginning with the 600th overall issue, Captain America resumed its original numbering, as if the series numbering had continued uninterrupted after 54. Modern Age. As part of the aftermath of Marvel Comics Company crossover storyline, Civil War, Steve Rogers was ostensibly killed in Captain America Volume 5. The storyline of Rogers' return began in issue 00. Rogers, who was not dead, but caroming through time, returned to the present day in the 6-issue miniseries Captain America, Reborn. After Rogers' return, Barnes, at Rogers' insistence, continued as Captain America, beginning in the one-shot comic Captain America, Who Will Wield the Shield. While Bucky Barnes continued adventuring in the pages of Captain America, Steve Rogers received his own miniseries as well as taking on the leadership position in a new Secret Avengers ongoing series. Spin-off series included Captain America Sentinel of Liberty and Captain America and the Falcon. The 1940s Captain America appeared alongside the 1940s Human Torch and Submariner in the 12-issue miniseries Avengers/Invaders. The 2007 miniseries Captain America, The Chosen, written by David Morrell and penciled by Mitchell Breitweiser, depicts a dying Steve Rogers' final minutes at SHIELD headquarters, as his spirit guides James Newman, a young American Marine fighting in Afghanistan. The Chosen is not part of the main Marvel Universe continuity. During the Two Americas storyline that ran in issues 0-605, the series drew controversy for the similarity between protesters depicted in the comic and the Tea Party movement. Particularly drawing scorn was a panel of a protester holding sign that read, "Teabag the libs before they teabag you." Also drawing controversy were remarks made by the Falcon implying that the crowd is racist. In his column on comic book resources, Marvel Comics editor-in-chief Joe Quesada apologized for the sign, claiming that it was mistake-added by the letterer at the last minute. The character, first as Agent Steve Rogers and later after resuming his identity as Captain America, appeared as a regular character throughout the 2010-2013 Avengers series. From issue through its final issue 4, the character appeared as Agent Steve Rogers as a regular character in the 2010-2013 Secret Avengers series. From issue through issue 1, the character made guest appearances as Captain America in issues 1.1, 223, 5, and the final issue of the Series 7. Marvel stated in May 2011 that Rogers, following the public death of Bucky Barnes in the Fear Itself miniseries, would resume his Captain America identity in a 6th volume of Captain America, by writer Ed Brubaker and artist Steve McNiven. The Captain America title continued from issue 20 featuring team-up stories with Bucky, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Namor, and Black Widow. And the title ended its print run with issue 40. Captain America is a regular character in Uncanny Avengers, beginning with issue as part of Marvel Now. Captain America Volume 7 was launched in November 2012 with a January 2013 cover date by writer Rick Remender and artist John Romita Jr. On July 16, 2014, Marvel Comics announced that the mantle of Captain America would be passed on by Rogers to his longtime ally the Falcon, with the series being relaunched as All New Captain America. Marvel announced that Rogers will become Captain America once again in the comics series Captain America, Steve Rogers. This new series follows the events of Avengers Standoff, in which Captain America is restored to his youthful state following an encounter with the sentient cosmic cube, Kobik, and his past is drastically rewritten under the instructions of the Red Skull. Afterward, Captain America plots to set himself and Hydra in a position where they can conquer America in Marvel's event Secret Empire. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?